Hello, my name is Deb Morgan, and I'm the Real Relationships Expert at Not a Rehearsal. I have the absolute honour and delight of interviewing contributing writers to MO2VATE magazine. MO2VATE magazine is the brainchild of Sharon Brown and is a wonderful business magazine, glossy magazine that has global circulation. If you want to find out more about the magazine, go to www.MO2VATE, M-O with the number 2, V-A-T-E, magazine.com, and you can subscribe to receive the magazine either in hard copy or digital format there. Now, I'm joined today by fabulous Bernadette Bruckner, who is a holistic health mentor at BernadetteBruckner.com. Bernadette, hello, thank you so much for joining me.
It's my deepest pleasure, and hello from Austria.
Hello. And I want to go straight into your article because I read it and you ask a number of questions in the article and they got me thinking. And I'm curious, you say the future is female.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
For more than 20 years, I support and nurture women with my knowledge because I truly believe if you nurture a woman and a mother, you nurture not only the family, but also the whole world. And if you educate a girl, I truly believe that you give them the biggest weapon, and that's education and self-empowerment and also self-worth. And we women, we just, it's in our deepest vein nurturing. We not only care about us, we care about everybody else. And when I coach or support women, most of the time I say to them, do you actually looking for yourself, or do you only take care for everybody else? And I truly believe it's just in our genes. And
Absolutely.
that's why I support women, and especially moms, and especially mompreneurs. And I don't know how's it in your country, but in Austria, poverty amongst women is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And when a woman has a child, there's so much stuff you give them. And this is why the future has to be female. The future is already female, and yet we are still not complain when we are sad, or when we have bad emotions. We are still going on. And if you look for history, who built up the world again after World War,
Mm-hmm.
after conflicts, or like in COVID-19, a lot of women were working. They kept up the system. And we are already the future. But it seems like we have to push ourselves and tell us, getting aware that we are the future.
Totally. And you have a wonderful quote in your article which really struck a chord with me. The hand on the cradle is the hand that rules the world.
Yes. And it's so funny. I don't know, because it was a movie. It was a movie in my teens. And actually, the movie was kind of, a thriller movie. So it was not, but this quote was so profound for me
Mm.
because it says everything. And when I work with men, we always have the mother topic, always.
Mm-hmm.
And we are the first connection to our children. We are the first one the children sees, actually. It should sees.
Mm.
But we are the most profound ones, mothers. And when we remember mothers and women, our biggest gifts, and one of them is, next to nurturing, giving birth. We always rebirth every single month. We
Mm-hmm.
always give birth to other ones, to ideas, to business, to our husband, to our family, every time. But we have to remember again.
That's incredible and such a profound quote. I looked at it and I thought, yes, that makes sense. And then I thought, actually, it is about the influence we as women, as mothers, have on our children, because, of course,
Yes.
even though much of the world at the moment is very much run by male energy, it is the
Officially.
influence of the mothers, officially, yes, it is the influence of the mothers
Yes.
invariably that drives those men into those positions. Because I might be speaking out of turn here, but from my point of view as a mum, and from most mums I know, we want the absolute best for our children, be they male or female. And so you do everything you can to help them strive to become the best version of themselves. And in some instances, that is going to be creating the next leaders of our countries and our global leaders and the CEOs of massive corporations.
And yet, we act out of a lot of subconscious patterns and
Mm-hmm.
imprints. We actually got conditioned.
Exactly.
And I grew up with a very strong mother, and yet I was second because my brothers was first. And this is something we have so many subconscious imprints in there, and we just give every single generation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I support women, you truly see those patterns. And I'm like, how is this still possible in times like this one? And I always say, just remember your wild woman thing. This ancient woman, this strong woman, this who stands for herself and also knowing what she knows. And this is her intuition. And as I don't know, I mean, yes, it's one of many models, but I'm also doing past life regressions.
Mm-hmm.
And when I work with women, most of them, they remember they got burned or something else because they used their female power
Mm-hmm.
of knowledge, of ancient knowledge, of being aligned with Mother Earth, being aligned with nature, and just using their intuition. And yes, we still have this. We still have our intuition, and the rational is more important than intuition, or being, like, I don't know. There's so many weird things out there. And I'm like, why can't we give it together?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm a very educated woman. Yes, I'm very intelligent and I use my brain, but I use more, way, way, way much more my intuition because I'm a
Mm-hmm.
high sensitive person. Am I too strong for others? Maybe, but I'm me. And there's another creator which I use so many times because I nearly died 4 times. And there's more as I got stronger out of it. I say, I'm simply me. And it doesn't, no matter what, and nothing else matters. And I want to invite women using your full power of intuition and intelligence, being aligned. And I truly believe that female leadership, when you when you use your gifts of nurturing, of intuition, we truly can change the world together.
Absolutely. So this is actually about tapping into our EQ as opposed to our
Yes.
IQ to create the change and to rule the world and make the future feminine. But I want to just go back a moment. You just said you almost died 4 times. Can
Yes.
you share with me a bit about that and a bit about maybe how that motivates you to do what it is you now do?
When I was around, I always have to count, I think I was 2021, I was working abroad in France.
Mm-hmm.
And I was most of the time, and it's so interesting, in male dominated industries. I loved it, but I was a female.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many prejudices out there. And they showed me, even that I'm not worth enough to being an Austrian and all the things. So there are a lot of stereotypes there. And as high sensitive person, I, I never learned how to handle it. We learn a lot in school, but not the most profound one. And that's resilience, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, one of them. And also how to handle stress and everything. And I stopped eating. And I became so high, not only anorexia nervosa, but also highly suicidal because they gave me the feeling of not being worth, even when I
Mm-hmm.
grew up very tough, by the way. And I survived because when I was nearly killing myself, I said, I can't do that to my mother
Mm-hmm.
when I was in France. So I stayed alive. And all the other ones after 3 burnouts and recreating myself again, through creating my own nutrition style and also my own coaching therapy style, I knew that help comes from inside out.
Mm-hmm.
Using my full power, my knowledge, and saying so many times no to others and yes to myself. And as I had a very, how should I say, a Speedy Gonzalez life and a very funny
Mm-hmm.
life, my colon got broken. And
Uh,
so that's why I created further on my nutrition style, knowing that I have way much more power than what others believe I don't have. And therefore, I not only reconstructed my own identity and finding out who I truly am, but also my whole body. And this year I become 45.
mm-hmm.
My blood picture and all my health is way much better than 20 years ago. In 2015, I had a car accident, which was not normal.
Mm-hmm.
I have still no idea how I could survive because the car was totally broken on the highway, but I didn't have any scratch, nothing. And for me, this was my
Wow.
last call. Like, girl, it has a reason why you're still alive. You know, the
Mm-hmm.
fourth time, I think it's time that you go out and do your stuff. And I'm like, yes. And this is, I understand more and more because there's one thing what I truly believe, that there is a bigger power out there, and there is some kind of plan out there. And even when we believe that we have to create our life for a career and for whatever, there is some kind of other plan out there. And more and more I see, as more as I accompany women, especially women and also children, regarding abuse, I understood why I survived and why I created all my resilience methods. I worked for many, many years also for free for other women and also children and everything else, only to have a better place in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And women are, we are way much stronger, way much stronger. Every single woman out there, please, you're way much stronger than other people are telling you.
Mm.
And yes, we go through for pain, for abuse, for misuse, for nothing. And there is so much stuff what everybody's actually looking for, even male. This is being loved the way
Mm.
we are, being nurtured the way we are, and just having the space, just being okay,
Mm.
just being okay.
Mm-hmm. And I love that everything you're saying about almost dying 4 times, all comes back to nurturing.
Yes.
And you said, some of those near-death experiences were as a result of burnout when you weren't nurturing yourself. You were leading that Speedy Gonzalez life, that very busy, hectic, fast-paced life, and you weren't looking after yourself. But when you stopped and started to nurture yourself, then things have started to turn around to where you are now, where you are showing other people how to nurture themselves. And tell me about that. What is it you do? How do you help others to nurture themselves?
I'm. It sounds a little bit weird, but I'm cracking their subconsciousness and their beliefs and their imprints.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm. I always say I'm actually an introvert, science nerd,
Mm-hmm.
research nerd, because I work with my people till we find the right methods or a strategy what works for them easily to implement it in their daily living.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually show them what they are capable of, because my coaching therapy style is like at the beginning it's longer, because they also get all the scientific part. I just do health literacy actually
Mm-hmm.
to empower the people, and my last coaching is espresso to go length. So I'm truly in a coffee house there,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm coming from a coffee house and I just love coffee house.
Mm-hmm.
And I order my espresso, and my coaching is espresso length. That's it. Because then I know they remember the strength, the empowerment, but
Mm.
they didn't have the right tools or resilience methods to help themselves. I just gave them the tools and remember.
Wow.
I'm a Leo. I just hate when I have to be all the time, when other people are telling me what to do, and when I'm not allowed to learn it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably the worst coach now at the moment for everybody, for all the other coaches out there, but I want to make myself obsolete.
And actually, isn't that of an idea of success? A lot of people say they know they're successful when they've made themselves redundant or when
Yes.
they've made themselves obsolete. I know when I was working in corporate environment, I say I know I've done a good job when I've made myself redundant.
Yes.
So I totally understand that. You know you've done a good job with your clients when you're no longer needed,
Yes.
and I work much in the same way. When my clients can say, actually, I don't need your services anymore.
You're
On the
like,
one hand, you're sorry to see them go, but on the other hand,
yes.
it's fantastic because that means it's worked. The work I've done with them, the work they've done on themselves, because it is down to the individual to do the work. We merely facilitate it. And it's
Yes.
fantastic.
And there's another thing, and I think that's why I love doing it, because in my life plan, there was never going the way what I'm doing today, actually. And it's so interesting. There is one thing what I love the most working with people is when the glow comes back in their eyes.
Mm.
And this is so beautiful. This is so, I see it even with the people what I'm working at the moment daily till autumn, when the eyes begin to glow again, and when they stand up for themselves, when they participate, when they bring in the ideas. Okay, because only I'm in front of you as teacher or as coach doesn't mean I'm better. I just truly need
Mm.
you on eye level, on heart level, and there it seems like that I have something for you. What is needed for yourself, because some of them they're in also burnout and depression. And yes, I went through. I know what you're talking about, and I can show you my way, but you will find your way.
Absolutely. And I want to go back to your article because
Mhm.
you end it quite provocatively with a dare. And you say dare, you say yes. But you lead into that by saying sometimes saying yes once, standing up and being seen once, using your voice, even when imperfect, once, can inspire many to stand up for themselves.
Yes.
And I love that. It's quite profound. And I know, like you, like many coaches out there, sometimes the hardest thing we can do is get our clients to say yes to what it is they want. Yes to success, yes to change. And the
And
fact
yes
you
to
say
themselves.
yes to themselves, absolutely. Dare you say yes? So tell me, Bernadette, your credo for 2021 is disrupt everything.
Yes.
What are you saying yes to this year?
Going way much bigger than my brain thinks it's possible,
Mm-hmm.
because since last Friday, by the way, so we truly have a good timing. I know it's possible, and there's one thing which is a truly big dream for many years. I want to have my own healthcare center and timeout place for abused women and children.
Mm-hmm.
And since Friday, I know it's possible, and I dare say yes. Way much bigger, going out there, being I don't want to say a role model, because I never wanted, but having the daring, not only dreaming, but being in full action of your
Mm-hmm.
dreams. And this year, I know in autumn I will go out way much bigger, because I'm on discipline and going every single day bigger and bigger and bigger, because I'm actually an introvert person. And more than ever since COVID-19, I'm online, being on scene and as much as possible. And sometimes my inner voice says, lady, nope, you're from the countryside, from a small town in Austria. Nope, you cannot go out there. And I always say, yes, I can, because I did it already. And every single step and every single day, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe I can inspire others. Maybe I can remember others. that they can do it too. And that's what I'm daring every single day.
That is absolutely fantastic. Bernadette, thank you so much for giving us your time today, for sharing your thoughts and your plans for the future, and your absolute belief, as I share with you, that the future really is female.
Yes.
If our listeners or viewers want to find out more about your Get in Touch, where can they get hold of you?
I'm on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, LinkedIn, also on some German profiles, but primarily you will find me there. And because at the moment we're rebuilding all my websites, but as you said, it's BernadetteBruckner.com. So it's my name and .com. You will find all the other information because this will be my main website to find everything. And also on YouTube, because I want to say that I had so much fun and I still have so much fun making the videos. I created a video series called The 50 Shades of Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Only because to disrupt everything. And I take different topics with it and share just different views on it. Because the world is not the world others show us, but the world is what the world is.
Mm-hmm.
Differently, very colorful, bright, if you dare seeing it.
Absolutely. I'm going to go and have a look at that, Bernadette. In the meantime, thank you so much for your time. And if our listeners and viewers want to find out more about MO2VATE magazine, go to www.motivatemagazine.com. That's MO, the number 2, VATE, magazine.com.